Hi, this is about the project of Spark Scala that that I have for you. These are based on training sessions which are shown below, and I'm going to show you how to prepare for these sessions. The format for these sessions are like you have to study and prepare some content for 6 to 8 hours during the daytime, and then you have to give a client presentation of 2 hours of what you have found. Most of these things are directly related to the client projects. So the first part of this is the first 5 hours or 2 3 days would be introduction to uh, machine learning in Scala framework, and this would be about the mlib library. Now remember that mlib comes into two formats. First is mlib and the second is ml. ml is supported on data frames, Spark data frames, so we use it more often. The tools and the topics of this would be these, but more important would be these pipelines. So this pipeline part is more important than the other. And you can Google these terms. So these data frames, how to create a data frame, different ways. Parquet file is the column storage. It's a compiled storage and it's much more efficient than CSV or any other way. The other is CSV, JSON, or some other stuff. And then you have RDT, and then you have struct type, encoder, saving a data frame, exploring a data frame. Generally we use .show all the time, and print schema prints the format. Untyped operation, running SQL-like queries, and this pipeline is important. Convert categorical features into index, and running these examples. So this is the first part. Then this is the first 5 to 6 hours. So this is 3 days. This is first 3 days. Then you have to give more examples from Spark regression library. So you have to explain the code of how MapReduce code works in terms of how to run logistic regression on distributed data set. I would sometimes move this at the end, but yeah, this is like another. So it would be 6 plus 2. Then you have Scala transformation, another 3 to 4 days. You have hyperparameters. These are also called parameter tuning or hyperparameter tuning. It's a very interesting topic. Then you have more examples of MapReduce, and this is 4 to 5 days, and then you have to explain this code. And this is now when I say 1 to 2 days, it's 2 hours every day. And then you have gradient descent. Gradient descent is a solver, and solvers in big data world are between you cannot use Newton-Raphson method because it's an explicit solver, so you have to use something like stochastic gradient descent. So it's like breaking data into small parts or making small batches and then running solver on that. And then one day is about how to use Jenkins for continuous development and continuous integration. And one day revision about object-oriented Python. And another one day revision about executor memory, and this is good to know. So these things are not that important. Okay, the other thing is the same thing in Spark. You have to explain these terms. So you can make a day and keep coming back and forth on these topics. So you have to look at them and get working code and then show up. So this is like 1 to 2 weeks of project, and let's see if we can make it work.